CRO-AM Connections, connecting with Croatian Americans through conversation and events to share our culture. Today on our show, we'll be showcasing the cultural treasures within the CFU home office and the Bernard M. Luketich Croatian Cultural Museum in Pittsburgh, PA. Thank you all for joining us today. Dobro nam došli. Today on our show, we're going to offer a brief virtual tour of the amazing treasures housed within the CFU home office and the Bernard M. Luketich Croatian Cultural Museum. When you arrive at the CFU home office at 100 Delaney Drive in Pittsburgh, PA, you can see how it has grown much as the organization has grown over the years. This building was built in 1961 and was respectfully added to in 1981 and 94. The building houses offices for the leadership and staff, but most importantly, it contains the culture of the Croatian people and is considered a living museum. This can be seen throughout the building and specifically in the museum. As you enter the ground floor, you are met with an expansive lobby area that has greeted many, many Croatians over the years. But you as well start to see our Croatian culture on display. You are greeted with the flags from Croatia, United States, and Canada, and in the wall cases, you see some of the national costumes along with an exhibit on the evolution of tambura. As you make your way up to the second floor, you're greeted by a stained glass wall showcasing the crests for the towns and regions of Croatia. You start to see the works of Ivan Meštrović on display. He was a prominent modern Croatian sculptor who lived in the U.S. for 20 years and worked at Syracuse and Notre Dame universities, respectively. As you continue your journey to the third floor, you reach what you can consider the museum entry point. What you will see as you meander through the museum is a wonderful, wonderful collection of naive art pieces donated to the CFU by Croatian artists such as Čukovčan, Fišter, Generalić, Ivaković, Vlaković, Veza, to name a few. Their works include wood carvings, ceramics, enamels, and reverse oil paintings on glass as just some examples. As you continue to meander through the third floor, you will see costumes, lots of costumes from various regions from Croatia. Their oldest one, I think, is around 150 years old. A variety of instruments on display from famous makers, Abinch, Lad, Hororovic, and others. Badges and pins from the various lodges for conventions and other gatherings. Religious artifacts. There was a prayer book printed, I think, in 1824. And tons of sports memorabilia. So much more history is on display here. If you're able to be guided through the rest of the building, you will continue to see more of the naive artworks, donated objects from CFU members, and to potentially see the large music library. The library boasts of one of the largest collections of Croatian music in the world, which includes the collections of Kolar, Rančević, Senković, Elias Brothers, Pavlaković, and many, many more. There's so much to see here. But what makes this museum and the building so incredibly rich is not that they have great works from great artists. They do. They nationally and internationally renowned artists. It's rich because they have this work right next to and alongside all the great pieces which were donated by its members, lodges, tambura groups, and many others. Everyone and everything is celebrated equally. A few examples of this. When you arrive on the third floor, again, you're greeted by some of the wood carvings and ceramic vases, which sit alongside everyday pieces of fine china. An old wine press, which sits next to the old printing drums from the Z, which sits next to the fine crystal manufactured in Samobor, Croatia. Elsewhere in the museum, you can see naive artwork from some of the great artists mentioned previously, next to donated pieces of work like cut work embroidery, donated by CFU members Rose Popovich, Lodge 194 from Monessen, PA, and Mary Bosnich, Lodge 345 from Greensburg, PA. Or other memorabilia from Lodge 32, Lots to Do in 32 from Chicago, Illinois. And in the building, you can see donated items like 2 paintings from Mariana Grisnik of Kansas City, a mosaic of Croatian costumes made by Mrs. Ann Thomas of Lodge 4 from Etna, PA. And again, so much more to see. And if you have time, don't forget to stop in. I told him to put a plug in for the gift shop or stop by on consular days. The CFU home office in the Bernard M. Luketich Croatian Cultural Museum is a sure bucket list item. We hope you enjoy this short virtual tour, and we want to thank the CFU for giving us the opportunity to share this with you. Puno hvala I živjeli Hrvati.
Svake noći za te Boga moli, pivajući kamenu i drači. Croatio, ka mater te voli, umorna si, samo mi ne plaći. Sve ću pisme pokloniti tebi, sve žardine neka mi te kite. Croatio, iz duše te ljubi, ja te volim ka i mati dite. Croatio, iz duše te ljubi, ja te volim ka i mati dite. Još se sjeća oni riči što mi uvijek priča čača. Nemoj sine nikud ići, to je kamen, maslina i drača. Nek te rani korak kruva, kapija vina, zrno soli. Nek ti kuša kući bude stina, al Hrvatsku sin ne voli. Pisme će ti pivati slavuji, svirat će ti moje mandoline. Svaku stopu ove zemlje ljubi, kad odrasteš, voljeni moj sine. Svaku stopu ove zemlje ljubi, kad odrasteš, voljeni moj sine. Još se sjeća oni riči što mi ubi priča čača. Nemoj sine nikud ići, tvoje kamen, maslina i drača. Nek te rani korak kruva, kapija vina, zrno soli. Nek ti kuši bude stina, al Hrvatsku sin ne voli. Nek ti kuši bude stina, al Hrvatsku sin ne voli.
Catch our next episode where we sit down for a conversation with Nikola Metosh, Vice President of the Association of Croatian American Professionals, and he's a member delegate to the NSCA from Chicago, Illinois. You can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple, and other podcast platforms, along with watching us on our YouTube channel or following us on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks and appreciation to the Croatian Fraternal Union of America, Tomislav Ralic, Filthy 46 Productions, and as always, our CRO-AM followers.
Hvala.